Hello Internet and welcome back to my Sky Island playthrough. That's right, in the last episode we got a charcoal kiln set up. I thought the sprite updated so that it would be showing a little bit of fire in there when you actually light it. Looks like we did light it. It'll be about 24 hours till we get done with that. We also finished our well, and I believe we drew water from the well for the first time. We brought up a gallon jug of water, or gallon jug that we filled with water so that we would have something to craft with when we needed to. I think we made burdock or something as well using that. And of course we have the freezer now. Did I fill the freezer properly? Butter, cracklins, meat jerky, pork sticks. So a lot of things that don't necessarily need to be preserved, but you know, you kind of want the meat products to be in there just to extend that shelf life a little bit. And then tofu, I hope doesn't get mushy when we freeze it, but we'll see. It doesn't really matter, I guess. And we are tired, so I was gonna go on an expedition, but it looks like we'll be sleeping, and we are. Unfortunately, I took heavy sleeper, which means we typically sleep through our alarms, so probably we're not going to wake up with too much daylight left, because we're probably going to sleep like 10 hours, so that's a bit unfortunate. And it's always fun to come into an episode and go right to sleep. Looks like we have a geometric blanket here made of hexagons. Fantastic. Again, it's just always nice to see something I added to the game in the game, so I guess we'll just go to bed here. We're hydrated, we're comfortable, focus is rising. Do we have our music in? Is that why? That's not the morale key anymore. They changed the morale key. So we don't have the music playing. It looks like we enjoyed our cooked burdock greens, which is a bit odd because I'm pretty sure they're just boiled leaves, but whatever. So we'll just go to sleep here. We're not gonna, we'll set an alarm if it prompts us. Let's just say 8 hours, so that would put us up at 6 p.m., which would be enough time to go on an expedition, because again, we're going to be out for about 2 hours. We don't have to take the whole 2 hours, I guess, but we'll go to sleep here. You use your geometric blanket to keep warm. You fall asleep. Fantastic. Good for you, bro. Oh, it's always nice to have a good night's sleep. I wish I had more of them. You're feeling a bit better rested from your exertions. Yeah, we recovered from our weariness. That's going to slowly tick up as well. Oh, and we're back playing Cataclysm. It's been so long since I recorded Internet. So much has been going wrong in my personal life, which has really sapped any desire I have to be productive. I've really been struggling the last couple of weeks. Next week probably isn't any better. I have 4 appointments next week out of the 5 weekdays, so it's going to be a rough week for me next week. Hopefully we can get some time to record here. Yeah, just looks like we slept through our alarm. Yeah, we slept through by about half an hour, which is not too bad. Actually, we went to bed. No, yeah, we were going to sleep till 6. We slept till about 6:30. So we should have like an hour and a half of daylight. I think at this time of year, it'll go dark around 8 p.m. So we should have enough time to go on an expedition. In fact, we should make that a priority of doing that right now. That way we don't burn time in the base. Let's check our vitamin intake currently. We have plenty of vitamins, so I'm not going to pop a vitamin. And we're not going to eat because odds are we'll find something down on the ground level that we can eat. And then let's check our inventory here, make sure we are not carrying anything we don't need. We have plenty of rounds for our pistol. Why don't we reload the pistol? That way we're going down with a full magazine. You might as well be prepared. So we want to reload our pistol. And can we just use... No, we can't. Yes, we can use... What is this? It's a concrete FL M9 15 round magazine inside Beretta M9A1 pistol. Location is inside the pistol. No, that's the destination. God, this is hard to read. Okay, location is concrete floor. Destination is the FL M9 15 round magazine inside the pistol. Okay, well, I guess we'll just take the jacketed hollow point. We have a lot of full metal jacket, but those are the armor pierce, right? We kind of want to save those. We probably should have a magazine of armor piercing rounds. How good is the armor pierce? Let's have a look at let's go 9mm and we'll compare them. Oh, we can't compare them in this menu. Let's just look at the full metal jacket. 24 damage, 4 armor pierce versus 26 damage, 0 armor pierce. Honestly, it's so negligible. We would basically get like an extra 2 penetration, but it would help us with like police zombies, army zombies, things like that. I guess we'll take a magazine. Let's unload one of our magazines. Let's step away so we can only see what's in our inventory. Unload the 15 round magazine and we will drop, is this the ammo pile? It is. So we'll drop that extra jacketed hollow point and we will reload. God, there's no easy way to see this, huh? So it's the M9 round 15 round magazine that's favorited, so we'll do that one and we'll reload that with full metal jacket. That way we have a magazine that contains regular ammo as backup and we have that armor pierce Even though it's a pretty negligible armor pierce, it's something, you know. I don't know. You know, just better to be prepared, I suppose. And we'll drop the entrenching tool because we took that by accident last time. We do have the welding goggles. We should have the acetylene torch for cutting into safes. Barbed wire bat, is that, what is this? Wind is strong. Oh, we don't care about that. Is the barbed wire bat in good condition? It is. So I think we're good to go. If we have to stow the bat, we can. So if we want to bring back another large object, we can do that. And then let's quick save just to make sure the game doesn't explode when we go on an expedition. And we'll go down to a field. You've arrived. Press a key when ready and random missions will be generated for this expedition. This may take a minute. Okay, so a few things as we get started. Number one, we're near ants. Ants are very bad because we are not really equipped to handle ants. And I don't really know what is a safe direction in which to travel. I believe in a previous episode we cleared this light industry, so there's not going to be much there. And I believe this is the town where we left a vehicle somewhere in here. I don't think it's like a great vehicle. I seem to recall, no, because we drove from there up to, didn't we dump, isn't this the one where we dumped a road roller somewhere? And then what is this marked on the map? It's a bicycle. Oh, that's right. I remember riding a bike to the farm because we opened their safe. So we know that the east is relatively clear of ants. So I think we should immediately head like northeast to get away from them because we know this area is sort of clear because these ants will absolutely destroy us. There's no benefit to fighting them. Ants are very, they're just so prolific in this game. When you find ants, there tend to be like 100 of them in a pretty close proximity. So I think we should actually immediately like sprint away from these ants. And I don't know if they're hostile to the native wildlife. So here we have a bunch of crows to the northwest, and I don't know if the ants are going to move up to attack those creatures. Now we could look them up to see what their vision radius is. I don't necessarily think that's super relevant. I think we should just get out of there. And looking at our expedition timer, I'm a bit confused why we have these yellow bars. Maybe this indicates how long we have until we fully materialize. I've never noticed that before. So I think we need to get out of here ASAP because these guys will kill us. So I even kind of want to sprint, but let's see where they move. So they are moving kind of north. Maybe it's because they hear me. I'm not sure. I'm going to try sprinting away to put a little distance between us. And you know what? I think just in general, I think it's better to run here. Our vision did shrink somewhat, I assume because of the weather, but we just need to put as much space between them in a minute as we can. Or is this the sun going down already? It's only 6:30 p.m. I wouldn't have expected that. So that could be a bit of a problem. We'll see moving forward how much of a problem that is. You fully materialize, you're not invisible anymore. That's okay. Between the change in our vision radius and the fact that we moved away, we are safe, I think. Here we have, what is this? Stockton Springs. It just says, oh, sand patch. Okay, my mistake. And then we have a grove. Yeah, not super relevant. We did clear the industry before, which we either would have taken the vehicle or it would have been non-functional, so I don't think it's really worth investigating so much. And we can dip down to check the rural house. Now, what I was gonna say is that I really only have two priorities for this particular expedition. I didn't expect us to find like very much in general because it's a short expedition. We have to get home before the sun goes down and all that kind of stuff. So number one, I want to gather a bunch of rocks so that we can start building our forge. Now, we are still very far from the forge. We don't have an anvil. We don't have a swage and die set. We haven't made tongs and all that stuff that you kind of need to have in order to use the forge. And frankly, our skills, I guess we have like Fab 5. We could make some weapons, but it's not like super amazing. We're not going to be able to craft too much stuff. We still see oversized ants. Where are they? Okay, we're going to be a little careful just because, in fact, we're seeing more of them to the south. So I'm not going to go to that rural house that I was planning to go to. We're going to head north towards that light industry, and we might check the mansion next door if we feel up to it. That way, you know, we're at least getting a little bit of loot. But mostly I just want rocks, so we're going to take a bunch of rocks. And then the other thing I would like to get here is like a stove or a fridge, because we know that we have free hands and we could easily carry something back with us. So I think we'll do that. And then really, I just would like to unlock more expedition stuff. So like one of the things obviously that we want is the longer possible expeditions. Now, most of the time when we go down on an expedition, we're actually not getting that much done because our inventory fills up so quickly. So even if we find a place that's really lootable, we're very limited by what we can actually carry with us through the expedition, like the evac. So I don't know that that's like a huge deal to unlock those upgrades, but I would like longer expeditions so we could actually like dig into a town and really prioritize certain locations. And then the other thing I really need here is just some warp shards, so we should take a look at our mission here and see what we have in terms of warp shards. So what we're looking for is large expeditions. We need gas masks, we need 1 warp shard. That's right, we need to collect backpacks. I believe we picked up 2 or 3 in the last episode. Granola, I believe, is craftable, so we could make that manually if we wanted to. And then mineral water, I'm not really sure where you get that other than in vending machines. So I'm not 100% on what you do to get mineral water. Can you craft mineral water? I mean, we don't have any of our books, so even if these things were craftable, we wouldn't necessarily have them. Doesn't look like we have granola either. That could be an issue. Where do you even get, I guess it's just vending machines. But let's head over to this light industry, and we can check the vending machines there as well. We might not have looted the whole thing. Item, medium battery cell could not fit into any pocket while loading. Pocket with type magazine. Well, yeah, I don't know what that is. Again, I have not updated. I did start submitting my PRs so that I could clear out my, like, basically all the stuff I edited in this save so that I can actually, not in this save, all the stuff I've added to the game that I haven't added to the GitHub yet. And I can't update because it will erase all of that stuff, and I don't know how to back it all up to make sure I don't lose anything. So I've started submitting everything. One of them got merged yesterday. The first of my snippet PR got merged. So those photos that we talked about in the last episode. So that's step 1. There's 2 more of those. And then last night I finished one of the bunker layouts that I was working on. One of the, it's like the little bunkers that you can find in the woods that have all those spike pit traps around them. So I started adding a new, let's just have a look at these enemies here, a new bunker layout. So that should be ready to submit tomorrow as well. So we have marked enemies, which means there was a mission here previously, so there's probably a whole horde up there, but we never actually went into this mansion. I remember this is the one where we saw like 12 swimmer zombies at the front of the building because of this swimming pool right here. And it's pretty absurd, it's pretty frustrating, but I think we can slip. No, wait, this is the one where we wrapped around on the good side and went in to loot the books. So probably we already looted that side of it. And if we could just go back around and find like the kitchen area so we could grab like a stove on our way out, I think that would be pretty good. So you can see we were in here previously looting all of these bookshelves, but we don't know where the kitchen is. Looks like a dining hall up here, so that's a possibility. But swinging north puts us near the marked enemies, and swinging south puts us near the swimmers. So let's go south. Swimmers are very weak creatures. They don't really have any loot that's worth taking. I guess we'll pop in and check the vending machines while we're here. I did say I would do that. So we'll do this. Any mineral water? You need cash. I thought I brought I thought I had a favorited gas card or cash card on me. And it looks like we didn't really loot these. Vending machine is empty. We're looking for the drink one anyway. And surely we killed something here that might have a cash card on it. There's some random loot here. Gun digest, I guess we'll take that. I'm not sure why there's just empty containers. I must have dropped them myself at some point. Empty machine and another food machine. So no mineral water. In fact, there were some changes recently to make these less common. Oh man, we really need an anvil. They're so hard to find sometimes. This is one of those things I see people on Discord saying like, I can't find an anvil, I can't find an anvil. But it's just so big. It looks like it's only 26 kilos. I can't do math. Don't judge me. That's 12 liters. Heavy block of oddly shaped steel, complete with a Pritchell hole and Hardy hole. Once installed, it can be used in most metalworking fabrication recipes. So we do really need an anvil. But, and I know what a Hardy hole is, but what's a Pritchell hole? I don't know what that is. So we'll take the anvil, and I guess that's our main loot for this run. That's going to be something we really want. Looks like there's a stove to the north as well, so we might as well unhook this, although dragging this. Okay, well, first of all, let's look where our extract is, all that kind of stuff. So kill 50 zombies this expedition. We're probably not going to do that. 50 zombies when the sun is going down and we're just trying to get out of here. Probably not going to do this. Warp draining zombies. A handful of zombies are congregating at a location where warp resonance is high. Clear them out for a minimal reward of warp shards. We can check where that one is. Let's have a look at the map here. Looks like it's over here. This is unfortunately going to be populated with ants, so we're probably not going to do that one either. And we're really hoping our extract is not near the ants. That could be a huge problem. So let's swap missions here and check where the exit point is. Looks like that's in an area we cleared before. In fact, it looks like very similar to where we extracted previously. I remember in a previous episode we did come over and check out this dump site, and we went over to whatever this is. The horse farm, I guess, is what this is. But we didn't actually loot it. We just sort of got over there and didn't go in. So maybe that's what we'll do. Sewage treatment plant. I'm not sure what's in there. Probably not anything I'm super interested in. And then the irradiation plant, I don't think we're going to go there. We're not really equipped. Like, I think, don't those have a lot of zombies? And in fact, didn't the irradiation plant previously have turrets at the edges of it? So we really don't want to mess with that, even though obviously they could provide us with a ton of ammunition, but we probably are not equipped to deal with that. So let's check the vehicle here and verify that it does not work. I assume it has a bad fault. Can't start without a key required. And the alternator wouldn't charge. I guess that just means we can't start it because we don't have the key, but we can try a few times. Yeah, no, it's not starting. That's fine. So we'll just hoof it here and we'll wrap around the other side of, because I don't know with the anvil that I'm going to haul the stove all the way to extract. I think it'd be easier to check the farmhouse over here. I mean, they're both pretty far away. Let's get the stove here. Let's just grab it here. I know I'm backtracking. I don't know. Internet, it's hot. I'm not thinking clearly. What are you going to do? Okay, and let's check. Maybe there's like mineral water laying around. Probably not though, right? Fire extinguisher, that's not going to do it. So let's deconstruct simple furniture and grab this stove. Simple furniture, take apart the stove. Stove has been disassembled. Can we wield this? Why would we? Let's not do that. Stop. And then let's move this stove out to stand at our feet, and then we will haul it, and we will see how much it slows us down. Your hands are not free, which makes hauling slower. So 1846.14.17. So it takes 3 seconds per tile to move with the haul, with hauling the stove, which is obviously not ideal. And I guess we're just gonna hoof it all the way over here. This is gonna take quite a long time. And I can't really go fast because we have to be wary of these swimmer zombies and other things. 3 swimmer zombies, feral servant. So they moved pretty far south. Why are they so far south? Did we lure them out here previously? Let's stop hauling and let's see. Yeah, there's quite a little horde there. Looks like 6 of them at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 swimmer zombies and a feral servant. Feral servant is holding a knife, which is not great. In fact, this is the same servant we saw previously that we used our pistol to deal with. So I'm not sure, given the large light radius we have currently, I'm not sure if I can skirt north of them and move south past the mansion or not. I am not sure. I think previously we were riding a vehicle around in front and we lured them all in this direction so that we could circle around and come back to loot the other side. Oh, past me, you jerk. So I don't know what we're gonna do here. Let's try moving through. Just pick it up, man. Just wield it, store the thing in the backpack. So this unfortunately is gonna raise our weight probably beyond what we can carry. Yeah, we're at double our weight, which means we're gonna burn stamina so fast, but it only takes 1 second per move instead of 3. So let's just hoof it up north and see if we can go around to the north. And then we'll switch to hauling all that stuff. I don't know, man. This is not shaping up quite the way I want it to. Okay, we'll drop that, wield the bat again, and we'll start hauling to recover our stamina. Anyway, so we'll do this. Yeah, I don't know. Life's been a little bit weird lately. I have a lot of appointments going on, but also just like, number one, I haven't gotten the biopsies back from the colonoscopy. I really expected to have that happen by now, so that's a little disappointing to not know if they found anything. I assumed they would contact me immediately if there was something going on, but you know, you never super know. Okay, so I see something I don't recognize, which is a zombie hollow. Zombie Hollow's black eyes survey its surroundings as it stretches and bends in ways that whoever the original body belonged to never could. The only things that seem solid on this, I can't read it, my mic's in the way. The only things that seem solid on this flexible black-veined body are the rows of sharp black teeth. You get the feeling that the only human, and then we can't see the rest of the description. Can you scroll the description? No. You get the feeling that the only human. Okay. Only human thing remaining is the skin worn as one might wear clothes. So I don't know what you are, but you're color-coded slightly red, which means you're more dangerous than the average zombie. So we're just going to give you a wide berth, and hopefully you don't have like a huge vision radius. Yeah, so nothing with the biopsies, and then I got pulled over. That's a lot of fun. All the rear lights were out on my vehicle for some reason. And then yesterday I tried to run it to the pharmacy thinking like, oh, it's daylight, so it doesn't matter if the lights are on. You know, I have brake lights. That's like the only lights I have. So I was like, oh, it doesn't matter. It's daytime. So I drive over to the pharmacy and then it breaks down and it won't start again. So I had to wait in like the 97-degree heat until my family could come pick me up. And then we had to come back that night to jump the vehicle, which thankfully worked. I was afraid it was like the starter was broken or something. Okay, we're burning so much time hauling. This is such a tedious affair of what we're doing here. Would have been nice to have a vehicle, obviously, to transport this stove. Honestly, at this point, I don't know that it would have been any better to do this at the farmhouse because we would still have to haul all this way. It's just like, oh, I don't know if this is even worth it. Frankly, this seems like such a trek for like no reason, but we'll keep hauling. We'll keep hauling. Zombie spotted. Yeah, I don't super care about you. I guess we'll fight you because you're pretty close here. And I don't know, you might have some loot on you. We'll try to get something out of this expedition. I didn't drop my backpack, but we should be pretty empty. Can't break the grab. That's fun. It's been a while. I haven't kited an enemy without bad terrain in a while, so we did get roughed up a little bit there. That's okay. No loot. No real surprise there, I guess. You got pulled over. I was so when I left my house, I noticed my parking lights weren't on, but I thought like, oh, well, that doesn't matter. You know, they go off, I thought, when you turn on the headlights. And I was like, well, I have headlights. That's like the most important thing, is to have headlights. When you're driving at like 2 a.m, it's pretty important to have your headlights on. So I went all the way to work without these lights on, apparently, and which is like a 15-20 minute drive or whatever. Didn't get pulled over or anything, so, you know, either no one noticed or it's like it didn't really matter, I guess. And then I get to work, get all my stuff together, and I leave work, and I'm on the way down. It's like it's like the super main road, and someone was pulled over. And I was like, oh, there's a cop, you know, whatever. And it was kind of hard to get around them because it's like a really narrow road. So I was like, oh, I got to be careful. So I slowed way down. And then as soon as I went past, the cop like gunned it and followed me. And I was like, why is he going so fast? Like 25? Like, did he get a call and he's rushing away or something? But sure enough, pulled me over and was like, you know, hey, license, registration, all that, please. And I was like, okay. So I got him all that stuff. And I still, at this point, I had no idea my lights were out because I have headlights. So like, I know those are on. And that's really all that I know about the vehicle. All I knew is that the dash lights went out. Like my, like speedometer lights went out. So I didn't think much of it. And, so he's like taking my stuff. He's like looking at my insurance. He's like, okay, that's up to date, whatever. And I'm like, did I do something? Like, I don't really speed. And he's like, yeah, you have no rear lights except for your brake lights. And I was like, oh, well, like, what does that mean? He's like, oh, your license plate lights are out. Like all the rear lights except for your brake lights are out. And I was like, oh, well, I knew I had like no dash lights, but I didn't know I was like completely blanked out of the rear of my vehicle. And thankfully he was pretty understanding and was like, and I was like flicking the lights on and off, trying to see if I could get them to come on or whatever. And he's like, yeah, it looks like you have like a short or something, because obviously all these interior lights are not working either. Just gonna give you a warning. He printed me like a paper that says like basically like, you get this fixed, but there's like no further action. You don't have to go to court. You don't have to submit a mechanic signed thing that you got it fixed or whatever. But because I use my personal vehicle for work, that, you know, is a huge problem, because now I'm driving my family member's car for work and putting, you know, hundreds and hundreds of miles on her vehicle, which is not great. And we're sharing vehicles, and one of them got inspected last week and one of them had an oil change last week, so we were down to like no vehicles. We're sharing vehicles. I'm trying to make all my appointments. My family member's trying to take my niece. She has like Bible school this week because it's summertime. Like, they're Catholic. It's not, you know, I don't know. It's not my favorite thing in the world. But she goes to Bible school, and she started a new program for like it's like a social group for children with autism. And so it was like a super busy week. Everyone's sharing vehicles and trying to get things to the mechanic. And then mine doesn't go to the mechanic for like another week and a half. So it's just been stressful trying to manage all of us with basically with one vehicle. This is not great. And then of course, like just getting pulled over by the cops is always like a uncomfortable situation, because you're like, even when you know you didn't really do anything, you're nervous. So like I knew I wasn't speeding, and I knew like I didn't cut anyone off or like road rage or anything crazy like that. Finally, we dropped this freaking stove here. Finally, after all this hauling, all these button presses. So I think what we'll do is head over to this horse farm and see what we can see in the farmhouse. Maybe we can get a little bit of loot, and we'll just keep picking up rocks on the way. We did pick up quite a few as we were traveling. If we have a look here, 9, 13, 15, 16, looks like 20 rocks. And I think we had like 26 back at base, so that should be plenty for our forge. And obviously finding that anvil is like another huge boon. In fact, let's drop the anvil so we can carry more stuff while we're looting the farmhouse. And we just have to really make sure we pick that up when we leave. So let's put these things together so we don't lose them. Obviously, those are hugely important. The anvil is hugely important. It's pretty rare we get an expedition where, number one, we're going to find an anvil, and number two, we're going to have space and like weight to accommodate it. So it's really important we make sure we take that with us. That's like a huge step towards getting our forge. And then let's auto travel over here just to speed things up. So yeah, it's been hectic. And then this week I have a million appointments. I have that new therapy. I don't know if we ever talked about it. It's the one that like started with a long guided meditation, and I absolutely hated it. But you don't, you're not supposed to just quit things. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna give it another try. I don't love these black bears. They're gonna come and eat my face. There's 3 of them. Let's give them a wide berth. We can fight the crawling zombie and all that if we want to. Now, when we came here before, we were picking out books. So I think if we like, I think we only explored like the northeastern portion. So if we wrap around to the south and we do the same thing where we search the V menu, and how would we search items? Can we, filter, and we're looking for not the name, but the category. No, because there's 2 no, we're looking for manuals. Okay, winemaking for beginners. Are there any that we don't have? You can can at home. Okay, so that's northwest. So let's head up that way. And this whole thing looks so similar. It's so hard to see. Where am I? Okay, like straight northwest. Now, moving over all this terrain is actually very slow. We probably shouldn't do it this way. You can can at home, and we'll take some tin powder because we can use that to make solder if we have to, I believe. Man, there's a lot of random crap here. Like, I don't know, do I need potassium chloride for something? Maybe we should just take a lot of this stuff. It's a dump site. A bow saw, really? I mean, I think we have like all the saws we need at this point, but I don't know how to even begin looking through all of this to find items of value. Let's wrap around to the south and we'll do the manual search again just to see if we can find any other books. Yeah, I don't know. I want to quit that group, but I just started. I've only been there one time, and it just seems so like wrong to sign up for a therapy and then quit after one appointment. Dry duffel bag. I mean, it's big, but it's damaged. Gallon can of kerosene. I mean, I don't want to carry a whole gallon. What do you mean a gallon can? Why is it a can? Well, I guess kerosene does come in like those little fuel cans. Store just over a gallon. I guess we'll take it. I don't know if we'll have space for it when we go to like extract, but a hacksaw, a short string. I mean, we have a hacksaw at this point. In fact, we have several, I believe. Yeah, I just don't even know how to begin to sift through this. So let's just go to the farmhouse. We found some stuff. I mean, that's fine. Now let's clear that filter on our list here so we can see regular objects. Where am I doing time-wise? And looks like we're just over half an hour here on this episode. Crawling zombie, fat zombie, not really concerns, but we'll just try to go around them. No reason to fight them. What is this? What is this tiny creature? What is this? A chipmunk. It's so tiny, I can't even see detail. Poor tiny chipmunk. So we'll head over here. See what we can see at this farmhouse. Hayfield, silo, rural road. No, I'm looking for the farmhouse part. There's the farmhouse. There's a greenhouse. Horse stable. Probably we're not going to take a horse with us back to the Sky Island. And then paddock. We don't know. Is this just like fenced in and pasture back here? Okay, so the paddock might just be like open space anyway. And we have a dairy farm over here. Again, we're probably not going to take a cow back with us. And in fact, zombie cows are actually super dangerous. So we're going to be avoiding that probably. And then we'll check, hopefully this farmhouse has another safe like some of the other ones have had with their little gun safes. And we'll just explore a bit here. Looks completely empty bookshelves. Completely empty kitchen. Oh, why? What? The whole kitchen's empty, but it has 5 duplicate copies of Bon Appetit and 4 duplicate copies of Cooking on a Budget? I don't super understand. And just a rolling pin on the stove. So is this an unfinished location? Chili powder? Spaghetti? Did someone not finish this? Is this why it's so empty? Diesel Punk Designs? I don't know if we have this book or not. I can't, it's too dark to read. Okay, we'll just take it. It looks like we don't have it, so that's good, I guess. Alcohol wipes, cough syrup, we'll take those. Yeah, this looks like a super unfinished location, or maybe the person, I mean, so many books as well. I don't know why there are so many like augmentative tech review book in like a random farmhouse. Seems a bit strange. It looks like books are like the only loot here. I mean, which is great. I like books, but I don't super think this is like a fleshed out location. Is the vibe I'm getting. Maybe it was left unfinished. Looks like soap in the bathtub. Soap in the bathtub. Empty bag. Some clothing, not really super interesting clothing. I don't know. It's a little lackluster, I guess, is my takeaway here. Pantheon, the story of an Iranian youth. Hardcover graphic novel about a young girl living in Iran during the 1980s, seeing the world change around her as Iraq invaded her country. Interesting. I mean, that sounds like an interesting book, but it's a novel in the game, and I never read the novels in the game. I'm gonna take it because it sounds cool. Whoever wrote that, good for you. Like, for fleshing out. I mean, maybe it's based on like a real life thing. I don't know, but I just think it's interesting. When most of our books are like, this is a generic samurai novel. It's nice to have one that's actually like an interesting and unique concept. I kind of like that. Towel. More soap. Looks like someone just dumped soap in every bathtub. That's fine. Yeah, not exactly the powerhouse loot location we were expecting. That's okay. Trapper's Life I'm pretty sure we have, but I will take it. Hockey stick, huh? Are you a good weapon? 14 bash, 1 pierce, +2 to hit. Not really. It's not bad. It's like a mid-range melee weapon. It's not amazing. Sweep attack, wide strike, block, medium block. I mean, it's not bad. Obviously, it's too big for us to take with all the other stuff we have, but yeah, if you found that on day 1, that's pretty decent. +2 to hit on day 1's not bad. Of course, our bat is better, both in terms of damage, but also with the +3 to hit, so yeah. So not really what we were looking for in the farmhouse. We did get some books. Looks like the sun has abandoned us, which is unfortunate. Does the vehicle work? Has an engine, has gas, has battery. Let's check the seat here. Seat belt, seat, stereo system, security system is intact, so it might not be startable. But yeah, it's like in like new condition here, which is pretty good. Check the rear, I suppose. Looks like a general like survival type kit here. In fact, we can see the survival kit is here. I guess we'll take some of this stuff just for the sake of having, like, we have free space and we're not really doing anything. And water purification tabs we'll take. And we'll check like the shed and the greenhouse. Oh, the shed is locked, huh? Interesting. I mean, I guess you do lock tool sheds, but you know, your front door was not locked. So yeah, this is the greenhouse that just has the roses. So looks like we can't even harvest them, but if we could, it's odd too that there are other seeds here when every plant is just the roses. You have no fertilizer for the rose. So even if these were mature, all we would get here is like rose hips, which is on a bit of a disappointment. So we kind of don't want to smash with our baseball bat, but we are going back to base. So even damaging it's not super big deal, not a super big deal. So we're going to just smash this door, I think. And we'll have a look and see what's in here. Flower pots, flower pots. Oh, okay. So probably not worth my time to deal with that. So we'll just hop in the vehicle and drive over to Extract, and I think we'll call the episode there. In fact, why don't we just call the episode here? Because, I don't know, on the way back we might do something else. Since we have a vehicle, we can reach a little bit more here if we wanted to go somewhere else. So for now, everyone, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. It's nice to record despite the unbearable heat that I'm experiencing. I do want to, I'm sorry, I always think like, man, I got to do more stuff on YouTube. I'm trying so hard. Everyone, just, I appreciate that you've bearing with me for this long. I appreciate you're still here, you know, 50 episodes in or whatever. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Hopefully you enjoyed the video.